Hi, Kelly Clement here for Metastock. In this video, we are going to be talking about multiple explorations or running multiple explorations at the same time. And there's a few different things that we can do in running multiple explorations, and I'm going to show you a few different examples. So let's go ahead and get right into it. In the last video, we set up how to set up favorites. So let's take, for example, and say I want to look for all these different candle patterns. So I'm just going to go ahead and highlight all these candle pattern explorations. And then I'm going to choose the S&P 100 once again. And now I have this option over here that highlights. It's multiple exploration options. So we have the option to use selected instruments for all explorations or use the results from the preceding exploration. Well, let's first talk about use the selected instruments for all explorations. What this does is it'll say, well, I have 5 different scans here. It's just going to run all 5 scans against the S&P 500 and give me a list. Let's go ahead and start that and have that start running so we can talk about it a little bit more. So now as it filters through these, it's going to say candlestick bearish patterns against the S&P 100, and then it's going to do candlestick bullish patterns against the S&P 100, candlestick continuation patterns against the S&P 100, so on and so forth. And let's just expand this a little bit so we can see all the data here. So now all those are done, and now what I can do is I can look at each of these individually. Okay, so if I just scroll through and I look at candlestick continuation patterns, I had 0 results, so that's not a good one to look at. But here under doji patterns, I did. So we have 3 results that have securities that are matching something in my doji scan. So here you can see I have close, and then I have doji. If it has a 1 in it, that matches the criteria. If it's a 0, it means it does not match the criteria. So we have all 3 of these have a doji, all 3 of these have a doji star, but don't match any of the other criteria. So these 3 do have setups that I'm looking for. So I can go ahead and click on JP Morgan Chase, and that would open up, and then I would have that doji star, as you can see there. I know I'm looking at a bar chart, but we can see that doji star pattern right there. So very close to a doji star. Now, the next thing that we can do is we can actually, instead of just doing those individual explorations, is we can actually compound an exploration. So if I want something to have, say, a MACD buy signal and a price and volume breakout, so let's go ahead now and say MACD and price and volume breakout. We'll do the S&P 100 again. And this time we're going to use the results from the preceding exploration. So what it'll do this time, it'll say, well, does it have a MACD buy signal? And does it have a price and volume breakout? Let's actually expand our list here a little bit. Let's go to the S&P 500 this time, give ourselves a little bit more. Because when we ran the scan earlier on the MACD, we only had 1. So let's see if we can get a few more. So now this is going to go ahead and go through the S&P 500, look for a MACD buy opportunity and see if it has it. And then if it does, then it will see if price and volume breakout is also applicable to it. And we'll be able to see both lists. So that way you're not like, well, did it have one but not the other? So it'll break it down for us by list. And you can compound this with as many scans as you want to. But oftentimes then you end up with very little results, but that may be what you want. So that's a great way to compound things. So we did have 5 securities that are giving us a MACD buy signal, but then nothing out of those 5 also had a price and volume breakout. So you can see how you can get results from one, but maybe not the next, but you can compound those together because oftentimes if you have multiple criteria giving you a better buy signal, that's a stronger entry or short, depending on what you're looking for. So I hope you found this video useful. Keep watching for more information.